interviewing Chris Doohan. Okay, how did you get your start?
Well, actually, it's officially, I started in 1979. My dad asked us to come to the set of the first motion picture, a Star Trek motion picture. And we had no idea what we were going to do. And he just brought us in and they took us into wardrobe and got us into wardrobe. What are we doing? He goes, you're going to be extras in this. And I really had never aspired to be an actor, but my dad did it. He said, you know, if you want to be an actor, that's great, but always have a backup. And which I did. So that's not sort of started the bug. Then I didn't do anything. And then when the J.J. Abrams movie came out, the first 2009 movie, they were trying to the MySpace page that was trying to get me to be the next Scotty.
Yeah.
And there's no way they're going to be. I was going to be the next Scotty, but they tried. I was too old, whatever. And anyway, I got a call from the production team at Paramount, and they said, "You want to come in for an interview?" And I said, "Sure." Well, it was not for Scotty, so they put me on that. I was an extra, and then they got Simon Pegg said, "You want to come down?" He was doing Into Darkness, and he says, "You want to come down just have lunch with me?" And I said, "Sure, sounds good." 5 minutes later, he says, "You want to be in it again?" I said, "Sure." And so that sort of started the bug, and now with Star Trek Continues, it's a very popular show, and people really like it, so it's just sort of moved on from that.
Do you have any future roles coming up that aren't Star Trek related?
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet. But it's I am, as far as Star Trek related though, I am going to be the new voice of Scotty on the Star Trek Online game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And how would you say the responses with the fans with you being put in the movies and the Star Trek Continues?
You know what? It's been overwhelmingly positive, and especially when I was playing Scotty in Star Trek Continues, I was a little hesitant at first because it's it's pretty big shoes to fill.
Yeah.
And so Vic, their producer, also plays Captain Kirk in the series. He said, he goes, let's just do a little vignette, see how people like it, see how you like it. And had overwhelming response, and so now we're premiering our 6th episode here in Space City. Excited about it.
How much detail goes into the construction of the sets for Star Trek?
You would be amazed at the detail. I mean, down to every square inch, the lighting. I mean, how many times a certain bridge light is supposed to blink per minute. They have it down to exactly to the science of the original series. The blueprints, I mean, we have the engine room, which was just built, which the fans helped us build on our Kickstarter program. It's the full, huge 2-story engineering room.
Okay, and how did you go about with the accent practice? You're Canadian, right?
Canadian.
Okay, and you're playing a Scotsman.
I am. I'm playing a Scotsman, and
how hard was the road?
It was very difficult, Lottie. And it was funny. I was listening to a radio show in the car, and Gerard Butler was on. And I didn't realize that he had such a thick accent. And so I recorded it. I said, I'm going to practice that, right? And I think I got this down. And then I watched a couple episodes of the original Star Trek with my dad, and it was much different.
Yeah.
It's sort of like a Americanized version, maybe a Scotsman that's lived his whole life, almost from birth in space. And so I sort of hate to use the expression, but I sort of had to dumb it down a little bit.
So, other than Star Trek, what would you say your favorite science fiction set is?
Other than Star Trek, I'm gonna have to say Alien.
Alien?
I love the Alien series, and as far as series of movies, Alien, Battlestar Galactica, especially the newer one. I really loved it. I watched every single episode in about 2 weeks. So I went crazy on that. I love it.
That's a pretty big binge.
Yeah, it was.
Okay, and how much of your influence would you say your father's had on your career?
Sorry.
How much of an influence would you say your father's had on your career?
In what sense?
In other words, following his shoes.
Well, I never really aspired to be an actor or anything like that. But I don't know. It's ever since I started doing the Star Trek thing, and because of the overwhelming response, I just feel like he's looking down on me, and giving me a pat on the back.
What do you do normally?
I'm actually a registered vascular technologist. So I do color flow imaging. Oh no, it's okay. You don't have to. No, keep it down. Keep it down.
Okay, from Star Trek, what would you say was your favorite scene with your father in it?
I would say, well, there's two. For the series, I think it was the Trouble with Tribbles, the very last scene where he said, "Wait, what happened to the Tribbles?" Put them on the Klingon ship. There'll be no Tribbles at all.
Yeah.
And then I love the episode with the whales,
Yeah.
where he's at the computer. Don't use the mouse, keyboard. Oh, great. I love that.
And how much longer do you think, or how many more episodes do you think they're going to be doing as Star Trek continues?
As many as we can possibly do. We would like to complete 13 episodes, and that's basically starting from where the mission stopped, 5-year mission stopped, and all the way up to where the motion picture started.
Okay.
And we're going to try to do that within that time frame if we can keep it going.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
We're going to fix it real quick.